いくで。いくで、いくで。めっちゃ。
ピピ
They always said you should think twice. I don't even think once.
She knows he's cute. Look at him.
Why?
That the turbinator. See, the turbinator hooked up to the motor. The motor ain't pushing enough pressure out for the gas pedal.
Mingau, eu acabei de te...
A lo que yo vine fue a esto.
Look at her.
No, no, la policía no.
Блин, почему ты так не слушаешься?
Почему опять не Катя? Иди, блин, вот, я тебе, блин.
Dear my beloved audiences, today I want to tell you a story which is called The Hound of My Undoing, a most unnatural tale by an afflicted soul. Let me known, dear reader, that I was once a man of reason, nay, of science, decorum, and logic, a professor of antiquities, well regarded at Miskatonic University, at least until the incident, and a bachelor of such meticulous solitude that my houseplants perished from loneliness. Yet all was lost, irretrievably, irrevocably, the day I acquired the dog. I did not purchase him. I did not seek him. He came to me as a curse comes to a heretic, unbidden and with the faint scent of sulfur and expired sausage. It was on a grim October eve when I found him upon my doorstep, an enormous beast, black as the shadows that haunt the corners of one's sleep, and with eyes that glowed with a ghastly green luminance. He stared through my very soul, as if he knew the sins I committed during freshman orientation. Affixed to his collar was a single word, Snuffles. The absurdity of such a name, dear reader, a name fit for a purse-sized companion of trembling disposition. Not this great monstrous creature who drooled like Cerberus and howled like a choir of banshees under an especially enthusiastic full moon. Yet, inexplicably, I took him in. Why? Perhaps it was pity, or perhaps it was the ancient, eldritch whisper I heard echoing in my mind, saying, "Thou shalt adopt the pupper, mortal." The first night passed in a relative peace, save for the incessant scratching at the attic door. I had no attic. The second night, Snuffles dragged in what appeared to be the femur of a Victorian chimney sweep. I inquired at the local museum, but they merely asked me to leave again. By the third night, I began to dream. Oh, the dreams! I saw realms beyond comprehension, vast plains of bone, rivers of gravy, and temples of eternal tennis balls. At the center, enthroned upon a mountain of discarded slippers, sat Snuffles, his eyes aflame, his tongue lolling with infernal glee. I awoke screaming, and found Snuffles seated upon my chest, his tail wagging at an ungodly frequency. My left eye twitched for 3 consecutive hours. It was then I resolved to rid myself of the beast. First, I attempted to drive him to the countryside and abandon him by the ruins of the old asylum. But as I turned back toward the car, there he was, already in the passenger seat, seatbelt fastened, playing with the radio. Then I tried holy water. He drank it, smiled, belched Latin. I even contacted Father Flanagan, the exorcist with Yelp reviews. He arrived, rosary in hand, chanting sacred verses until Snuffles licked him into a coma. It was on the 7th day that I realized the dog did not reside in my home. He had claimed it. My books were replaced with squeaky toys. My antique rug now a toilet. The grandfather clock now barked hourly. My mind frayed. My clothes went unwashed. My students complained that I now lectured in howls and belly rubs. And still, there was something deeper, something darker. For every night, Snuffles would scratch at the invisible attic door, and the scratches grew louder. Closer. One dreadful dusk, I followed him. He led me to the northern wall, the one covered in ancestral portraits of extremely disappointed-looking ancestors. With a single snort, he blew the wall apart to reveal, yes, a Nathigster. But how? I had lived in this house for 27 years and never known of such a place. Snuffles knows, I whispered. We ascended. The attic was filled with bones. Not human, no. These were chew toys, some from civilizations long forgotten. A Mayan Kong, an Egyptian rope pull, a squeaky bone inscribed with runes that glowed when the moon was full and the Price is Right was airing. And in the center, a mirror. Not a normal mirror. No, this one reflected not the body, but the soul. I gazed, and what stared back at me was not a man. It was a dog, ears floppy, eyes wide, heart pure and full of treats. I howled. Snuffles wagged. I barked. Snuffles panted. No, I cried, but it was too late. I was becoming one of them, one of his. My fingers shortened. My nose lengthened. I developed an overwhelming desire to chase the mailman. The final transformation was swift. One moment, I was a scholar of ancient knowledge. The next, I was rolling in something unspeakable behind the compost bin. Now I write this final account with pause upon a cursed typewriter gifted to me by a retired librarian of the occult. I scratch this tale not for pity, but for warning. If you find a dog on your doorstep, if his name is Snuffles, if he smells of brimstone and beef jerky, run. Do not pet him. Do not feed him. And for the love of sanity, do not look into the mirror. For Snuffles is not a dog. He is not even a beast. He is the ancient, the eternal, the wagger of tails and destroyer of carpets. He is the hound of my undoing. At its core, the hound of my undoing is a humorous allegory about how small, seemingly innocent decisions can spiral into chaos when we ignore red flags or fail to set boundaries. In modern life, this might be adopting responsibilities, whether a pet, a job, a relationship, or even a new habit, without fully considering their long-term impact. Like the narrator, we often say yes to things out of guilt, impulse, or societal pressure, only to find ourselves overwhelmed, losing our sense of self as our lives are overtaken by demands we never truly chose. The dog becomes a metaphor for anything that starts off endearing but grows uncontrollable if left unchecked. The key lesson here is to pause before taking on new commitments and to assess honestly whether they align with your capacity, values, and mental well-being. Set boundaries early, and don't be afraid to say no, especially when your intuition growls. Humor aside, burnout, identity loss, and emotional overload are real dangers in today's fast-paced, expectation-heavy world. Always ask, is this Snuffles truly mine to care for? Or am I being slowly transformed into someone I no longer recognize? If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow, but if you don't like it, then skip it and don't forget to check our other video. Thank you and goodbye.